Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we want to talk about how can you discover your higher self, and the whole of you to be in harmony, in perfect harmony as we are learning, growing, and evolving. Remember, this is revolution. We evolve cautiously. Our cautious soul is what evolves, and all that is now it's the job of our brain to fuel all the processes. You see, it's your brain that fuels. That's why we say do the brain synchronicity. Know the left hemispheric function of the brain and the right hemispheric function of your brain, and synchronize the two so that they should work in perfect harmony. The reason should be combined with the intuition. Once you combine those, then your process of filtering as a brain to filter the mind is going to be simpler and easier, and you are going to enjoy the process of evolution itself. And always realize your true self. Remember, you are an internal, immortal soul that contains everything that was there during the time of Big Bang, and that internal soul is who your true self is. But you have the ego aspect, that and the ego aspect is what you helps you to get your personality, how you identify yourself now to the using your mirror self, how you identify yourself to the world out there, to others, those that have surrounded you. You use your mirror self, and you have your persona. Now, those persona is what you know yourself, and you have your shadow self. Your shadow self is the reservoir now of the unconscious reservoir of everything about your reality tunnel, and it's your job to make those unconscious, make that shadow unconscious. Once you make it once you make that shadow cautious, once you make it cautious, then you are going to now use your reason to go which way and what you need to really value. Well, which one? The most important thing you value are the ones is that you are going to go through. You are going to go with. And today we want to talk now how you are going to discover your true self. Remember, once you look within, you know that you are internal. So then, as life as a journey has its parties. Remember, this is mathematical information. The reality is mathematical information, and those mathematical information are encoded in numbers. It's now you as and your brain as a filter, you give meaning to those uh, fundamental uh, things that existed. You are the one who give meaning to the even frequencies that you get from the source. So once you get those meanings, then is now when your conscious soul choose which to apply to the horus and which you should not apply to the horus. But showing to the world your mirror self is a great thing because it's inside you. You really need to live according to it and be the best version of yourself. So today this is from innerpeacefellowship.com. The article we are reading today is from innerpeacefellowship.com. And the title is Freedom is Being Present. So you can see this article from innerpeacefellowship.com. There there are a lot of people that don't know what time is, but right here we know we have the solar system. Solar system is where all the time we live in today is. is what encompasses all the time, all the travel, all the physics is inside the solar system. So if you want to know more about time, just uh, Google what time is, or know know mathematics about the time. You can just search how numbers were created, how the time was designed, how can you calculate uh, 60 minutes, how do you get to 60 minutes, how do you get to 30 seconds, all that, how do they add up? It's all mathematics. And relate that now to the relate that now to the solar system. Now, solar system encompasses this all day and night. So you have also to relate that now to day and night, and you know that we have PM and AM. And once you relate, you know that, then you also need to know the rotation. How now the rotation happened around the sun. Day and time will also helps you to determine the geography of the map you are in, and where you need to expect some things to be happening in another continent or another country. All that is solar system that is going to help you do those things, and it's your mind that do those. It's your mind. You have to reason. First, you have to know the time itself, that there's AM and PM, and know the marble and use your reason to expect to know the expected time you want to achieve. You want to do some certain activity that can also be happening in another continent. So if you use your head, you use your reason, and you are applying the solar system, then you are going to have your inner peace. But if you don't have all this information, then the world you are going to live on is going to be like a chaotic world. So this is saying that freedom is being present. The title of this is saying freedom is being present. So it said abstract thinking has certainly improved the human condition, but it has also created some serious problems. So that is it, the abstract thinking. Abstract thinking is about uh, don't examining things using reason. Because once you are using your reason, then you know the necessary cause for everything. You question everything to its smallest uh, particle, like the way physics is. Physics is all about questioning if there is matter, or what is matter made of. They come up to molecules. How what is molecules made of? They come out to atoms. How atoms are made of? They come up to protons. How protons are made of? They find out that there are tiny particles that helps to form atoms. That is, if you are doing abstract thinking, then you can just end at knowing that reality are atoms. But if you want to truly know everything, you want to become a rationalist, you even question how those particles are made of, then you realize that everything have negative and positive. There are positive and negative values, and all that exists is nothingness, and nothingness is, we equate that to zero because it contains everything. So, because it contains everything, it means it's everything that exists. So it's that everything that exists, because it has everything, that give rise to multiple atoms that it can you and we it gives it to us as divine as individual beings, and we use our brain to take which and to not take what. So if always use your involve meta thinking, not just focus on the abstract thinking. That is the most important thing you also really need to focus on. So it says stress accounts for over 60% of doctors visits, and much of that stress results from people continually thinking and marrying about the past and the future. Often we literally are not here, but instead it appears that meditation and other practices were originally developed as ways to help maintain a healthy balance of the life we live in our head and the life we live as immediate experiences. So you can see the process of filtering of your brain to filter everything involves your head. So it involves a lot of things. Now, medical cognitive, it involves cognitive thinking. It involves meditation, because in meditation, then you even embrace the left hemispheric function of the brain, where there is which is also about intuition, creativity, and uh, emotions. While cognitive thinking, then it might embrace mathematics. Now, how you can give lies to and meaning to everything that exists in the horus. So all that is your job, is part of you discover your true self. It's not just about identifying who you are, that you are, and then also then live there, because we are growing, learning, and evolving. So in the process of growing and learning, evolving, you have to give meaning to everything that exists in the horus. It's your job, it's your duty to do that. No one is going to give meaning to everything that exists. That is the most important thing I wanted to tell you about, that life have patterns, it have meaning. So it's you need to give meaning to that. So in so doing, we are going to create the divine society we want. We are going to become divine beings and evolve and take charge of the evolution, not evolution decides fate for us. We don't need to do that. We are the one that contains everything that God has given its potential to do everything that existed. So we really need to focus and involve and focus. We really need to focus on discovering our true self. Once we do that, then together we are going to help each other build a divine society. That is that I wanted to share with you guys. If you have any question or there's something that you didn't understand, then ask a question, then I'm going to share with you, and we are going to also discuss about it. Yeah, that is that, guys. Bye. See you in another stream.